what I've seen a lot of is people on social media getting really creative with their social media. And so you're seeing really fun reels coming out. And
every day I'm seeing so many funny ones. I love them so much.
Hey everyone, happy Tuesday. We are excited to have Danielle and Tracey from WPIC coming on tonight. We are going to get them on in just a second here. We're going to talk about all things life after COVID. As you all know, everything's opening up. There are all these new guidelines in place or restrictions being lifted. And one of the things that I think is really important is making sure that kind of in this brave new world that we're all living in, hey, they're elegantly done events. So this brave new world that we're living in, it's important to make sure that you're not doing things the same way that you did before. And you're also really kind of taking stock of all of the different, all of the different things that you've learned along the and how you're going to be incorporating that in your business going forward, because those are the things that are going to differentiate you. Lady!
Hi.
How are you guys?
We're great. How are you?
Good. You guys look so like summery and like ready.
So do you.
The warm weather.
Oh, it's so beautiful today. Oh my goodness.
How warm is it? I mean, how warm does Toronto get in the summer?
Well, right now it's like a summer day. It's like 27 degrees, which is
not 27.
Yeah, it was 27.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it is.
Thank you.
Holy cow. That's like 80s.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That's hilarious. I remember one time I was in Toronto, someone told me that you guys have you have 4 seasons. It's winter, 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 and construction.
Yeah, that's it. Construction's got to be in there somewhere.
I know, right?
We do have a pretty good summer, though. So
that's awesome. That's so good. Well, it's so good to see you guys. I haven't seen you guys in forever.
I know. Same to you.
It's been crazy. So, like, I mean, when it comes to all of the changes, I know that Canada's a little bit different. So how has it been in terms of reopening? Are you guys like...
We're not.
No, we're in full lockdown still.
Yeah, we're full lockdown
until June 2nd.
June 2nd. Not all of Canada, but all of Ontario is, yeah.
So explain, like, full lockdown, there's no weddings, there's no...
Well, you can have a wedding for 5 people right now.
Just ceremony.
Okay.
There's no celebration allowed. You can just have with the officiant and the 2 witnesses and the couple.
Non-essential stores are not open. Restaurants, patios are closed. It can only be for takeout. You can do curbside pickup. Yeah.
And so June 2nd, is everything just going to like reopen magically, or is it going to be
like... They're going to let us know in stages.
You still don't know yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll probably be different stages. Like they might open the patios, or they might allow 10-person weddings or 20-person weddings.
So now what have you guys seen? Because you guys work with a lot of wedding planners across the globe, but also in Canada. What are some of the things that people have been doing to be creative with their businesses? Because like, I know that in the US, things have started to kind of open up. So I know for a lot of businesses, they're already kind of on that second wave of things. Right. But because you guys have really had this extended lockdown period, what have people been doing for their business during this time?
It's really more so fixing up the back end is fantastic. You never get the chance to do that. You never get the chance for social media to go through old photos. You never get the chance to upgrade your contracts, update your About Me page, your services, adding services, changing your pricing, adding blog articles. Like there's so many things you can do. It's like, I don't know, it's like a free gift. I don't know, for that reason.
that part's been wonderful.
Yeah.
Actually having the time to actually do other things for your business, that's been wonderful.
That's so good. And so what have you guys seen in terms of planners? Like they're doing all these different things. Hey there, Luna Rose events. They're doing all these different things from the back end of their business. How are they kind of incorporating that? I mean, obviously anticipating, June 2nd is right around the corner. Mm-hmm. So going into this, summer season, figuring out like what they can do and how they're incorporating that. What are some of the things that you guys have been suggesting or what you've seen them do?
Well, a lot of people the word is pivot, right? You've taken care of yourself. So maybe you have had to get out a part-time job. Like there's no shame in that. You have to still be bringing in your income. You're adding additional services that you never thought you would. Maybe you're going to do birthday parties, bachelorette parties, things like that, all the planning.
There's been some creative things, like people have been making events in a box where they'll put together these kits so people can have events at their home still, and they'll drop it off and pick it up, and they don't have to wash the dishes because they just put it all back into the crate and they take it away. Or
for Mother's Day, Valentine's, birthdays, things like that.
I've seen a lot of people putting together picnic events and things like that. Just people are getting very creative and still using the creative juices and still incorporating the events part of it, but extending it and thinking of new ways to offer their services still.
Of course, style shoots, things like that.
Yeah, there's been lots of style shoots. What I've seen a lot of is people on social media getting really creative with their social media. And so you're seeing really fun reels coming out. And
every day I'm seeing so many funny ones. I love them so much. Oh my goodness.
And there's some really cute ones and really creative. And so they're really putting a lot into it. And it's great because what they're doing is they're just building that fan base and they're building that potential client base while still having fun, while showing that great personality and still showing what they do and showing how they are creative and some of the behind the scenes things, or putting together a DIY and showing them what they can do for their wedding day, things like that. And so people are being really smart about it and really still using that chance to market. So it's been great.
And they're relating to their couples a lot. Like they could be having their hair in a messy bun and they're taking drinks in between, taking phone calls and writing out checklists and things like that. And they're like, I'm here with you. Like that, it's just relatable content, which makes it really good, which we don't really tend to focus on so much in the past.
Yeah.
So it's much more.
Everything was always so picture perfect and I'm pristine and I'm perfect and nope, you can't fault me. And then people are showing the real thing. And
I'd rather see that.
This is what
the
we're
best.
going through. Yeah. So, no,
That's awesome. Cute. That's so good. And so talk a little bit more about the party in a box thing. So we're talking like rentals? Like they'll put that's so cool.
Done it. So we've had, there's a bunch of rental companies that have been doing it. And then there's a bunch of event planners that have been doing that. And they just put together this whole kit. And so it's the rentals, it's everything. They'll put the linens, all the plates, the silver, all the glassware, and
chargers,
flowers will come with it. A lot of them have teamed with chefs and like catering companies, and so you'll have your whole special birthday dinner for 4, or have your Thanksgiving, or you have your Easter dinner, and they put it all together, and so you get this entire huge kit and you just put it out and it's this beautiful event and you just put it on at home.
2 of our people that are really big with that right now is Chair Decor and Fidan at Dream Designs. And they've just done amazing ones and really cute linens.
And Gloria Benign as well. That's awesome. So great.
That's so cool. We had a comment. Nicole from Sugar Plum Event says, "One day I'll be legend enough to be alive. I'm gonna be you when I grow up."
She wants to check her reels because she's one of the ones that make us die.
She's having some fun reels for sure.
I love it. I mean, honestly, it's all about connection, right? Yeah. I mean, it's about making sure, and I think prior to COVID, one of the things that we all talked about was being authentic and connecting with your audience, and it all sounded great. And I think sometimes people really kind of overthought it.
Yeah.
But now it's something that they've all had to do. We've all had to do it. How are you being authentic and real? It doesn't mean that you have to like show up and, pour your heart out and sob for 2 hours on a live. But it does mean that
you
you're
do that too.
No judgment.
Nobody's gonna fault you.
Yeah. But it's really about making that connection. So what are the things that you're going to show about yourself that connect with your audience? So those couples that are really looking, I mean, it's got to be like, it's one of those like heart-wrenching things. It's like, oh, move their date. Oh, move it again. Oh, move it again. Right? So
over and over.
Yeah. So for them to be able to see new content and experience new things that you're putting out, I think that, I mean, it's such a service. And those are the things that make for the best reviews and the best word of mouth recommendations, because you've really literally changed their lives, which is so
if you can put out like creative ideas for them in the meantime, because everything's kind of stagnant right now. And so if you're putting out all these different creative things and keeping them excited and just because it's been so hard for everybody. And so, yeah, they had something planned. Well, now we can show them ways to do things better and make it still exciting, right?
That's so good. But I love that party in a box because I think that's it's such a creative way for people. And I mean, even after things open up, like if they want to have like a birthday party or something that's a little bit more special, and I'd say most people probably don't think like, oh yeah, I'm going to get rentals for my birthday party.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It makes it so different and so special and exciting. And then they can put it on Instagram and they can, it's still something special, right? Instead of, oh, we can't go to a restaurant. Oh, we can't do this. We can't do that. And so they actually get to feel special as well.
We did it for Mother's Day actually at our house. And what we did was from one of our good fisheries. And so it was a whole like salmon and I can't think of a whole bunch of all these fish dips and everything else. And then we added on the wine that they were bringing with it. And then what else did they have? Oh, and then flowers. You get like, they just teamed up. It was amazing. And it was so delicious. And anyway, I appreciated it so much. And we picked it up the day before actually. So
That's so great. And like, those are the things, right? Because otherwise it's like, what would you do for Mother's Day? Either go out to eat or you cook.
Nope. All those.
That's crazy. And now are you guys, I know like in the US, they're allowing like some international travel. Are you guys is there any international travel? Are you guys like still?
They're discouraging it because here, when we come back into Canada, you have 14-day quarantine still.
Okay.
And then now they've upped it in different provinces where you have to actually stay in a hotel for 3 days as part of it too. Like it's a whole blah. So anyway, That's going to be done soon. We've got one vaccine. We're waiting for our second vaccine and it's coming. We're so excited.
So are most people are they able to get the vaccine in Canada or?
It's opened up fully now. Everybody over 18 is allowed to get it now, but it's still first doses.
Okay.
Hardly anybody has a second dose yet.
Okay.
But they're coming.
So what did they say? They're projecting by the end of the week, it's going to be at 70% of all adults will be first dose. So.
Awesome.
Yeah, and we're just behind, but.
Well, they say that the first dose gives you like 80% or something.
Right.
Immunity base. So, I mean, it's still really good. I mean, and that's 70%. That's really good.
Yeah, they're getting it rolling. So it's good.
We're on our way.
So hopefully by the end of the summer, we'll be able to start opening things, right?
That's good. That's really good. So what are the things that you guys have kind of in the works? I saw that you guys are doing like a micro wedding online course, which is awesome because I think obviously micro weddings.
So that's sold out. That's tomorrow night. We only had 50 spots available, but it will be available online as of next week. So just to do at your own pace. But tomorrow night it's a live online class. So we're super excited about that because that is what we're able to do right now. The pop-up weddings, micro weddings coming after June 2nd. And last summer we were able to, same thing. So we're really excited and we're just going to be teaching the legalities and proper ways
that the contracts
protect yourself and protect your clients.
Unfortunately, a lot of people are trying to do it, but they're not protecting themselves properly and they're not protecting their clients properly. They're not building the proper contracts and
safety protocols.
And so we're going to try and share all that knowledge and get everybody protected and everybody correct. So
that's good. What's one thing that you see people like making a really big mistake? Like not being safe.
There's two big things. One is by packaging everything and just being the planner and just saying, oh, I'm going to get you this vendor, blah, 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 and not have individual contracts between the clients and those vendors. And so the wedding planner is left holding the bag. Like if there's another lockdown, the wedding planner has to pay all those vendors and
if
they're not getting paid by and they're not getting paid by the client. And so that's a really big no-no. And so many people are doing it and just saying, oh, I'm making this package. And no, you can't.
It's great to make it easy, but it doesn't make it easily legally. And then the other thing is the payments, taking payments. It's a big problem. And we've had this for years and years and years. And this is why we always teach getting paid monthly instead of in 1 or 2, 3 lump sums. And people are just getting
so messed up. Yeah, so messed up. Like we've been teaching this for, it's been 17 years now. We've been teaching, take monthly payments, break it down for your clients so that they're just doing small payments. It's fair for them. You're getting paid for every step of the work that you're doing. but people are still trying to do the one big retainer, one payment in the middle, one payment at the end. And with all these weddings getting canceled,
They're running.
Yeah, the clients are like, oh,
Yeah.
the next that big payment's due. I'm just gonna cancel it, and this wedding planner's done all this work, and they have no recourse. They
And
can't
it's
get
all
any
the
money.
vendors, the
And
same
it's
thing.
yeah, and it's just such a silly thing that can be taken care of so easily. Just break it down into monthly payments, and it's better for the clients too.
Yeah.
That's so smart, because those are the things that, I mean, people they don't think about that.
No.
And especially when you have something like lockdown and they're
Oh, you wouldn't believe how many people have been messed up by this. And they're like, how can I get this money from them? You're not going to. You're not going to.
But it's just a win-win. It's win-win for the couple, win-win for the wedding vendor. So
yeah, no, that's so smart. And those are the things that, like, obviously no one really had to, it's not that they didn't have to think about it, but they certainly didn't have the consequences as large as they have once, like, everything is shut down. You can't, like, what are people going to do?
Yeah,
absolutely.
They can't have the wedding. So what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Sit and, like, you just did, like, however many months of work for nothing.
Yep. It used to be a very common thing just for wedding planners had the problem. What would happen is they would get the first two payments, and then it'd be time for that really big payment at the end, and the client would cancel the contract and hire a cheap one off Kijiji for a day of only. And so that used to be a real problem. And so, like, we've preached this for years, but then when COVID hit, everybody got messed up by it.
Yeah, I can see that for sure. Wow, that's crazy. That's so crazy. Yeah. I mean, so now last summer you guys were able to have, like, backyard weddings and, like,
small. We were able to have it up until December. My last wedding was December 24th. And then we just went right after Christmas, we just went into full lockdown again.
And it changed us. We could have 1/3 of the venue capacity. We could have 50 people outside. We could have 50 people inside. We could have 100 people outside, 50 people. It changed all over the place. So.
But it just so quickly, and
Wow. That's crazy. And so now for the summer, I'm assuming in the next week or so, you guys should probably get guidance, right?
Yes, they're working on it now. They thought they were going to release it today, but they didn't. So we know it's coming either tomorrow or the next day. So.
Okay, that's good. That's good. And that's really going to be pivotal for a lot of wedding professionals, like figuring out, okay, this is what my summer looks like. This is what my fall's going to look like, hopefully, like in terms of, like, figuring out what, and I think one of the hardest things is especially if you're a planner, but I'd say any wedding professional that's really organized, it's like to be this close to a wedding date and not know, like, I
you don't know if it's going to happen or not. I know and so many couples have had to rearrange it 3 times, and so of course the wedding planners had to rearrange everything 3 times, and so everybody's just waiting with bated breath to is it actually going to happen now?
Have you guys seen a lot of couples doing, like, the 2 like where they do, like, a small ceremony and then they're going to keep and do the larger reception, or a lot of cancellations, or just total reschedules?
It's been a mixture of all of that, but a very common one is to have a small ceremony now, like a micro wedding now, and then they're saying they're going to have a big celebration later on.
Two of my couples actually got married on their original wedding date last summer, and then they're supposed to be this year, so we'll see. 1 flat out canceled, and then 2 have postponed, so we'll see first.
Got it. Okay. Well, that's good. Do you feel like the majority of couples in Canada are, like, they're just really frustrated and over it, or are they still kind of hopeful, like?
It's like the Toronto Maple Leafs. We always want them to win, and we love them forever.
We're always hopeful.
So
we keep getting disappointed.
It's the same with weddings. People love, and they're going to hang on.
So it's just like keep getting disappointed too.
Oh my goodness. I love you guys, but I just love you guys like 50 times more. Just compared it to the Toronto Maple Leafs. That was funny.
We're used to
So true.
disappointment.
It's so true. That's perfect. That's what it is.
Never give up, right?
Oh my goodness, that's so funny. But those are the things, like, it's sometimes it's hard to stay positive and and optimistic and to keep it like that, especially when it's your livelihood. So
absolutely, absolutely heartbreaking all around for every single vendor, every single wedding couple, we feel you. That's like, we're all hurting. Nobody's untouched by it.
Yeah. So what's been like each of your favorite things about lockdown? Like, what have you really enjoyed?
Yeah.
Like, almost sad to see it go.
I have absolutely loved having my coffee on my patio every morning. Just starting my day, just about an hour sitting on the patio having my coffee. I love it. I had a tan all last summer. It was perfect. And so that's been great, because usually I'm just rushing around getting ready to come down to the office, because I live about an hour away from the office because the morning traffic's so crazy. Right now, morning traffic's beautiful. I just walk from upstairs to downstairs. And so I absolutely love that. I'm going to really miss having that chance.
I'm going to miss I'm not going to miss the overwhelm. I have enjoyed that so much. We're doing like, I don't know, 30% of what we usually do, but I'm like, luckily enough, we're surviving. But I will hate going back to that nonstop emails, nonstop phone calls, nonstop every night, just being stressed instead of just enjoying talking on the phone with friends, going up for walks. I do so much walking. We're taking my dog to the park. Like, I'm loving that so much. And you just feel more relaxed, and we're doing so much more cooking. We were always out at a patio or going to a restaurant, and we're doing so much more things together. Like, every night we're sitting at the table together. Like, it's really nice for those things.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, those are things that you never get back,
Yeah.
especially like with family and kids, and like that time never comes back. So
No.
really enjoy that. That's so special.
And hopefully that's what all wedding professionals are going to take away from it, because our industry is just notorious for burnout, and it's happening all the time. And I remember both of us right before lockdown, we were both starting to get that crazy overwhelm. Like, it was getting so busy again, and we were both, I was seeing it on both of us. It was too much. Yeah. And then lockdown hit, and then we're just like, oh, this is so nice. What the heck have we been doing? And we're just like, wow, okay. And we were really happy for it at first. But hopefully other wedding professionals are going to take that, and they're going to remember this me time and doing the special things and having that nice bath and having that family time and doing that walk and having that, just taking that minute to sit on your porch and have a nice coffee and things like that. And hopefully people take that away and not get into that crazy, almost burnout every time. Because like every wedding professional, every single person within the wedding industry, we get so close to burnout, or we do see a lot of people actually burn out. So hopefully people take that away afterwards and just
toll on personal relationships, whether it's your marriage, whether it's like everything.
Like wedding planners have a higher divorce rate than any other thing. Like, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
It's hard.
But that's, you're 100% right. And I think those are the things that if we can take those and really hold on to those lessons, the hard lessons that we learned, sometimes it's like we have to be made to slow down, because there's no, we will not do it ourselves. And like yesterday I put a post, about how, now that things are opening up, don't just say yes because you can. Right. And I think it's like, ooh, we can go out to eat, and we can do this, and we can have a 5 million person wedding, and you can be booked every weekend. Is that really what you want to do right now? And
absolutely, right? And you do have that choice. That's such a nice thing to have.
I mean, obviously we all need to work. We all need money and income. And I get that, but it's important to make sure, I think now more than ever, it's like you're starting back in a way, from scratch, where you can really create that life and business that you love, which is usually the reason why you get started in the first place. Doing this.
It's like a do-over.
It's like a do-over, but now with all of the things that you've learned, you can actually implement them, which is exactly what that's the thing, is doing that, to be able to take the time and have your coffee, and get a nice tan this summer,
down.
Another important thing, just on that same line that you're talking about, I think something that we've all learned is that we have to diversify what we're doing with our income streams as well. So everybody has always just kind of focused on their one thing and their one trade. And what we've seen is when that gets taken away from us, we have nothing. And so we've got to stop putting all of our eggs in one basket and actually diversify. An interesting thing came out from the IRS. They're saying that for millionaires, they have an average of 7 revenue streams, every millionaire. So we think of these millionaires that they're just, oh, they're titans of their business, but no, they actually have 7 different income streams. And so it's really important that we take that with us as well, because if we're focusing, we only have wedding planning and this is our only income and this is the only thing we're doing, and then that gets taken away from us and we can't do weddings, where is that income coming from? How is your family going to survive? And so that's been a really important lesson for everybody as well. And so it's time to maybe invest in some real estate, or maybe to buy some stocks or buy some bonds or do some different things and look at different ways of being creative. And maybe you're going to open an Etsy shop and you're going to add this, and you're really great at this craft, so maybe you're going to add that. And so I think that's a really important lesson that's come out of this as well for people.
I love that. I love that because it really is about diversifying. And I know that so many pros really think like, okay, well, this is what I specialize in. I'm not going to be, everything to everyone, which is important. You obviously can't and you shouldn't, but understanding that there's going to be aspects of different parts, different things that you can invest parts of yourself, money, time in. Yeah. And those are going to be things that can yield really big dividends in the future. Absolutely. So when because when something like this happens and nobody foresees it, what are you going to do if there's nothing else that you have? Even things like, we're going to talk about this, like, I think next week or the week after, we're going to talk about like mental health and like just hobbies. Like sometimes we're so busy that we don't even have hobbies. Like, and we're like, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for hobbies. And it's like, but the great thing about hobbies is that you can actually learn how to do something and you can actually create something that maybe you're really good at, not just enjoy, but maybe you're really good at it and you can use it as another revenue stream. I mean, that's
absolutely.
Thing.
Yep. And then like thinking of like passive income streams and things like that. People can monetize their blogs. And that's a great thing for any wedding professional, if you can monetize your blogs that you're doing. Like there's so many different ways that people can monetize things that they're already doing or things that they're good at, or like what you're saying, new hobbies and new interests. And so it's just something really smart and that people need to take with them.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so good. Safe Hands Children's Foundation says hello from Uganda. So I think, one of the things, in terms of summer, obviously with weddings and bridal showers and engagement parties, what's one of the ways that you suggest planners and any wedding professional really kind of diversifies how much and what they're doing between like weddings and additional services, additional kind of parties or other things that they're involved in? What would you guys suggest given everything that we've just kind of been through?
Get a lot of planning online. So online has saved us for WPIC for real during this, but same with your planning. You can have Skype meetings, you can have phone meetings, you can have there's just so many different things you can be doing. Zoom meetings, you don't have to have those in-person meetings. Getting all of your systems automated and having all your forms ready, and just really be prepared and open to what is coming and doing something different.
And what they're projecting is with the reopening that weddings are just going to be crazy and there's going to be so many different weddings. So I really wouldn't suggest taking on too many alternate events, because you're going to have so many weddings, and weddings aren't just going to be on the weekends anymore. Weddings are going to be every day of the week. Tons and tons of people are going to be doing backyard weddings at home and things like that. And
mornings and evenings. And
so I think people are going to be so overwhelmed with weddings that they don't really need to worry about the extra ones now.
Unless they decide they don't want to be doing that. That's what their new passion is. So
true.
Open up your mind.
I love that. I love that because it really is about making sure that you're doing what works for you, so like that percentage of, because weddings are stressful. And when you think about planning, other life events or parties, yes, they can be stressful. Absolutely. But
it's not quite the same.
It's not
the once in a lifetime stress that.
Right.
that a birthday
Right,
party is, right?
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
And also give yourself a day off. So every, like, whether it's a weekend or an entire weekend, or give yourself the next Saturday off, like schedule time off. I mean, which we never did. We would go from May until October, and you're just go, 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 go. Every month, schedule time off. What's wrong with that? Have a date night, have a you date, have a, like, whatever you want to do.
Yes, I love that. And that's, you know, it's like, it's about filling your bucket. Like,
Yeah.
You can't pour from an empty cup. So you need to make sure that you're full. Like, you need to know, okay, what fills you? Because if it's a bath, that's great. If it's not, you're going to be sitting in that water being like, is it to get out? What's going on?
And a me soup. Okay.
Me soup. Yeah. But, you know, like, some people, they're introverts. And so, like, to fill your bucket, you have to do it alone. Other people, they're like, no, I need people. Like, I need to have a conversation, see faces, or be with someone, like, and have that interaction. What is it that really fills you? Because if you don't know that, you're going to constantly be drained. And then when you have back-to-back weddings, you have, like, you know, even when you have to figure out, when am I going to have my me day during that month? Well, are you going to have it on a weekend where you can see friends? Are you going to have it during the week when you can see friends? Or you have it during the week when you don't have to see anyone? Like,
Just do it though. Whatever it is, just do it.
Whatever it is, just do it. Absolutely. I love that. We have a question here. Do you feel that the wedding industry will ever go back to pre-COVID, or is the industry changed forever? And that's Sheila O'Brien, McDonald Weddings.
I personally think it's changed forever, but in a, like, as we were talking about before, in a better way. I think it's going to be more well thought out. Again, what we were just talking about, having more of you put into it. So it's that self-care reflective in there, so it's not the burnout. And you're going to be, well, I know personally me, I've always just really selected who I want to be working with, that kind of thing. For my couples, they have to, I don't know, evoke something in me. And I am going to ensure that happens again, and even more so. And I don't know.
And then, like, weddings as a whole, I think people are going to be a lot more intentional in their choices now, where people were doing things because they were supposed to do them, and that's how it's always been done, and that's what they should do. What we've been seeing, because people have been so restricted of what they're doing, they're much more intentional in their choices, and they're really looking at things for sentiment and personalization. And I think that's going to stay around, which is fabulous. It makes it so much nicer for people at the wedding and being a part of it. And so I think people are going to be a lot more intentional, and they're going to be more appreciative of having those people around them and being able to celebrate. And
the guest experience is going to be even more important. And they're still going to have the same budgets. I think the budgets are always going to be there. There's always going to be people that don't want to spend, and the people that do want to spend. It's going to be there. It's just going to be more fantastic.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I see Alex just joined. Hey, Alex from Belden Magazine. One of the things when it comes to, you know, again, kind of figuring out how things have changed or will change or continue to change is making sure that you are doing what you love. And I think you guys hit it right on the head, making sure that, again, you're choosing people. This is your time. Like, you can do as many weddings as you possibly can, but are you going to burn out? Like, are you going to be happy? And those are the things that, like, really matter. You know what I mean? Like, those are the things that when you come out of this, it's not just about how much money can you make. You know, it's can you actually be on the other side to enjoy the money that you made?
exactly, right? And be happy with it. And
yeah. But then on the flip side of that, people might go into it and say, okay, I wasn't able to save this year because my paycheck has been so limited, etc. But next year, or until, let's say 2023, my goal is to buy a condo or a house. And I'm going to do as many weddings as I possibly can. And I'm going to embrace it and love it so much. And that's their goal. So they're going to enjoy it. Like, everybody's going to have a different perspective. And
I love having, like, a goal. Like, if you're going to do it for a reason. Like, what are you for? Are you using that money to invest? Are you using that money to start another company or to do something else? You know, again, understanding that it shouldn't just be to make more money, because
absolutely,
because then you're going to burn out and you're not going to be happy.
And it's just money.
Yeah, and it's money. Absolutely.
No, you have to be happy what you're doing, for sure.
Yeah. Well, and what you said about personalization and people actually care, and it sounds silly, but it's like, I feel like they care more about their wedding now.
No, absolutely. That's what I've noticed. Absolutely. Yeah.
but they're going to care more. And so you can't just dial in and like, you know, you actually have to care. That takes energy.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. And that's why, like Tracey was saying, how she's going to be very selective about her couples and things. You have to work with people that you want to work with, and that you're going to be so happy that they're having this wedding and the personalization of it and things like that. Because like you said, it's just going to drain you otherwise. So.
Totally. That's so good. So for other wedding professionals that aren't planners, what are some suggestions that you have to be able to work better with planners in this new kind of post-COVID reopening world?
I think it's really, really important. And I've seen this a lot, and I've done this a lot during this past year and 2 months. Really getting to know other wedding professionals even more than you did before. And whether that is myself reaching out to people or them reaching out to me, just having a quick phone call or having a DM, a quick, oh, have a great day, how you doing this week, that kind of thing. I have seen so much of that caring, sharing, and loving, and I love it. So thank you to everyone who has done that, and I hope I was able to do that to people as well too, and I hope that never goes away. And you feel like you get to know people a little bit better too, and they're sending, like I have a DJ who sends me like funny like videos all the time. I didn't even know this person before, and they're like hilarious. It's just, like that kind of thing. It's just to put a smile on your face every week, or it's just nice.
Yeah, I've seen that a lot more, people reaching out in the DMs and things like that. And so yeah, you definitely feel like you know people's personalities more, and you can connect with them more. So the next time that you do a wedding with them, you're gonna have like that little bond, and so it's just gonna be even that much more fun, right? So
that's the key to like networking. And I think one of the things people really kind of overthink, get fearful of, is what do I say? How do I connect? And it's like, if you just connect on a human level, and now because you don't have the weddings to connect over, you have to be human.
Now we commiserate.
You actually just have to be like a human being, you know, normal conversation. But those are the things that really, you know, that really help with your networking, because, you know, I mean, when you think about it, it's like, who doesn't like to work with their friends, right? So if you make a new friend, why would they not want to work with, unless you really are a mean and horrible person and really horrible at what you do, then that's the whole story. Right? Oh, hey, Brian just joined, Brian Lee. But, you know, those are things that you really need to know. Who do you connect with? And who are those people that you can connect with? Like, maybe you see their posts or their stories and you're like, oh, I really like that. You know, you can actually just drop them a little comment and be like,
100%.
So funny. Important to do that. And that's exactly how it's just that little comment on something, you like it, or, oh, I've got to try that. Oh, that looks so neat. And just that little comment, you've made that connection, and it's just going to build from there. And it really is that simple. Don't be shy. Just do it. And hopefully they're going to respond, and you can continue that, right? I just, a couple days ago, I posted a picture. I'm wearing tie-dye joggers, and I have my book and a coffee, and I posted that, and I got so many DMs, people saying, oh, that book looks so interesting. Oh, yeah, I tried that. Oh, I read that book. Oh, and I got so many different DMs from that, and people just connecting over me posting a book and showing a Sunday morning in bed. So
that is awesome. And that's such a great suggestion, you know, because it's like, sometimes people think like, oh, I don't know what to post about myself, or I don't know. Like, if you're reading a book, that's a great conversation starter. Or like asking people like, has anyone read it? What's your favorite part? Like, there's so many things that, again, like you can really use to make those connections. Sabrina, she said, I do destination weddings. It's always a concern about our regulations upon return when entering Canada. Once that's lifted, what do you suggest to recommend? Stay local or go for it?
Go for it. Do it. We cannot wait to travel. Oh my goodness. No, I think destination weddings are going to be like the be all end all in going into 2023, 2022, 2023. They're going to be bigger, larger than ever. All their friends and family,
and they're going to be longer too, which is even more exciting. Destination weddings are going to be longer because people are going to be thinking about, oh, if there's going to be any regulations coming back, we might as well make the most of it, and let's go for a longer time, and let's really enjoy it. So that, we're so excited for destination weddings.
One note with that for destination weddings, make sure you are working with a travel agent, because they have gone through hell. And really, the couples, the travel agents have been their saving graces. So really, if that's another big lesson for destination weddings.
Yeah, that was a really big thing for so many people that weren't working with travel agents. for their destination weddings. They went through the ringer. Me personally, I was on the phone for 17 hours to cancel when it was, I had a cruise with my children for the March break. I was on the phone for 17 hours getting that canceled.
Oh no.
So
They will do that for you.
Yeah, the travel agents will do that
Come
for
up with
you.
a solution. They'll fight for you. And
Yeah, and so like people who imagine canceling an entire wedding or rescheduling an entire wedding and all of that. Like you've got 30 people coming, you've got 70 people coming, what have you. And so the travel agent, they had so many ways to help, whereas somebody on their own, they couldn't do it themselves.
And that makes
for everything.
Yeah, that makes so much sense because you're already as a planner, you're already managing like 50 million other things. You want to be the travel agent as well.
Oh,
like
that's their job. They excel at it.
Yeah, we are such strong believers in every professional has their role. Let them do their job. And so whatever you excel at, you take care of that. Don't try to take over another job as well, because
you won't do it as well.
Yeah, you're gonna need their expertise.
Yeah.
So,
well, and to make sure that you're really able to focus on all of the things that you're supposed to be doing, not just staying on the phone for 17 hours. Like that's like there's other things for sure.
Exactly.
But also with destination weddings, they're going to be local, like within your own country destination weddings as well. So it's inbound and abroad. So just have at it. And I'm just so excited about that. Yeah.
That's so great. What can you not wait? Like what location can you not wait to just like go to?
Spain. I can't wait to get back to Spain.
Well, we have a trip scheduled for Turkey, so we're excited about that. And we have a trip scheduled for France, and that got postponed by a year. So we're really hoping we get to go.
Wait, when do you guys get to go to Spain, and when do you get to go to France and Turkey?
A conference in France and a conference in Turkey, and leisure with my husband. We're going for an extended period of time, and I can't wait to go.
I think it's well deserved. Absolutely.
I hope so. And then that cruise that I was saying that I was supposed to be taking with my kids, it's been rescheduled 3 times now. So I'd love to get on that with my kids. So.
Oh my goodness.
You will.
Well, I'm sure that, for kids too, it's like they're looking forward to vacation and it's like,
our kids doing homeschool, like online learning and missing their friends. There's so many facets to this whole thing. And
yeah, no, for sure. Amazing. Well, any last kind of tips and suggestions for people, especially those in Canada, kind of to ride out the next couple of weeks? What should people be doing to prep?
Take advantage of all the online learning that's available, because everybody is sharing their knowledge right now. There's so many different online conferences and all these different avenues for learning. So be the best that you can possibly be, because they're projecting we're going to be overwhelmed with weddings. So why not be ready for it and
learn as much as you can?
Yeah, have the best practices possible, have the best systems in place, and just be ready to take on all those, if you want, all those weddings.
And there's free, there's paid, there's webinars, like there's never ending learning opportunities. Just do it.
Yeah.
I love it. And that's one thing that I love about what you guys do is it's just the love for education. And we totally bonded over that. I remember the first.
Yes, because you're the exact same as us. So.
Yeah.
It is. It's about understanding that you never stop learning. You shouldn't ever stop learning. And those are things that allow you to do things better and to be better for longer. Because when it comes to this, I mean, you guys, we've been in the industry forever, so it's like we've seen it change a million times. And if you don't change with it, you're just gonna go extinct. So
if you don't adapt, you're done.
And thank you for connecting us with all these other people, with your audiences all the time, and we really appreciate it. So
absolutely,
seeing you.
Absolutely, of course. That's the whole point. Is like the world is small.
Yeah.
And I think that there are so many great resources and amazing people who have so much to offer.
Yes.
I mean, if we can help connect people, that's the least we can do. So yeah, Sheila says, I love that we can learn from one another. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Amazing. Well, thanks so much, ladies. Always good to see your faces.
You too.
Listen, when Toronto opens, I'm coming up.
I know. Yeah. Drinks on us.
I'm coming up. Oh my goodness.
We know a patio with our names on it. So.
Right. That's right. Absolutely. So, well, good luck in the next couple weeks.
Thank
And
you.
our fingers are crossed that all goes well and you guys can do everything that you should be able to do.
Thank you. And the same
Thank
to
you.
you. Stay safe. Hugs to you and your family. And that's good.
Thanks. You guys too. We'll see you guys soon. Everyone, thanks for joining and have a great night.
Wonderful. Bye.
Right.